Privacy! Now! Privacy! Now! Privacy! Now! Privacy! Now! Privacy! Now!
I'm just a private citizen, not connected to any.
Restore the fort! Restore the fort!
Come on.
Restore the fort!
Speak.
Restore the fort! 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 Restore the fort!
The encroachment of the police state, the rising of spying, and taking notes of what Americans do in their emails is because people are becoming unsatisfied that we are the world's policemen. All these wars that are taking place that are being financed by the Federal Reserve for the extension of world government. Yeah. The United Nations is not a peace organization, folks. It is a war organization. Yeah. Right here is the State Department plan to completely hand over the U.S. military to the United Nations. It's called the Freedom of War, the United States program for general and complete disarmament in a peaceful world. What this means is that all nations will not be able to have a sovereign army, that the state will own all private property, that's the real estate, and there will be a one-world government. We're against this. That's what they call the New World Order. That's right, Infowars.com, folks. Infowars.com.
So I'm on nobody's side because I'm on everybody's side. It's not my fault where I was born. I was born in America, raised in South Central. I know some of you don't like me for whatever personal reason, but the only way we're gonna be free if we break free from the seeds that they planted in us as little kids. Obama is trying to brainwash us. Those who voted for Obama still got bushwhacked. Those who voted for Obama still got ambushed. The United Nations is the one that we have to pay attention to. World War I, they attempted to create one world government with the United Nations, with the American people. Restore the fort! 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 Like I said, I was born in America. My father is a Korean War veteran. I support democracy. There's no need to create another structure of government when we already have the perfect government to deal with the problems. The problem is power. Our government deals with power because there's a division of power in the branches of our government.
So, the government is an interesting thing because on one hand, you know that in most people's hearts they're not bad. The government fundamentally isn't bad, and I will say that. It is a very interesting... Listen. It's fundamentally broken. There are bad eggs within there, but fundamentally the government is made out of people. Alright? Everybody here are people. How many here? Raise your hand if you consider yourself a bad person. Raise your hand if you consider yourself a bad person. Anybody? Nobody here considers himself a bad person. Alright? The government, what they want to do is look out for people, but the question is, how do they go about doing that? They go about doing that by creating new laws, because that's what they do. That's their tool. That's their weapon. When they want to make change, when you want to impact change, and you want to do that through the government, you make a law. And a law fundamentally is taking away freedom. That is what law is. So even though government, viewed by many people, is a very good thing, it fundamentally only restricts freedom. And there's nothing else. When the government takes away a law like that, it doesn't get reversed. All right? That's something that we found historically, is that people in power like the power, and they will want to keep it, and that's for sure. So when a law gets written, you got to really make sure that that's a good law. And unfortunately, a lot of laws that have been going through right now have not been good laws. They've been laws that are helping a minority of people. They've been laws that are self-serving, and laws that are egregious violations of privacy and rights and all sorts of things. And that's what the Constitution was all about, saying, hey, government, I don't think that you should have the right to keep taking, because that's all they do, fundamentally. Whether or not you like or dislike them, they take away freedom. That's their goal. That's the point of them. And the Constitution says, no, there are these things that you can't step on, and that's a threshold that we've been crossing quite a lot recently, and that's why it's so great to see everybody out here. So, now why the Fourth? Why do we care about the Fourth? The Fourth is all about privacy. Now, privacy is a weird thing, because when you talk to probably 90% of people, they say, I don't care, I don't do anything wrong, I'm a good person. You know, what's the point of that? Oh, not cheap. But the question is, you know, are you really as good a person as you think you are? That's something that we got to be asking ourselves. If, say, I had the authority to jail you instantly for a crime, and I followed you around 24/7, do you honestly think that there's nothing that you've done wrong? I know I drove here. I took the 405. I probably broke about 100 laws on that, not intentionally. You know, think about the speed limit. I probably, you know, might have gone a little over 65. It's fine. But the point that I'm trying to make is that when a law's goal is to take away power, then, you know, when a law's goal is to take away freedom, it's something that it stays there. And when it does stay there, it becomes very easy to exploit, in the sense that if somebody malicious were to be looking to attack somebody, they would be able to find a way of doing it, and that's regardless of who you are. I don't care what you all think, you've all broken the law, every one of you. And that's what privacy is. Privacy is basically saying that, hey, even though we as a society like to follow a lot of certain conventions, you know, I'm wearing clothes, I drink Starbucks, I eat regular food, I speak English, follow a lot of conventions to make things move. But that's just, we're not perfect. You know, humans aren't perfect, and if we're going to obey strictly the laws, then either we need to have a lot fewer of them, or we need to be more okay with privacy. And right now, we're losing both at an alarming rate. So, I'm glad to see all you people are here. I'm glad that this movement is happening. This is actually really nice to see. Thank you.